Welcome back. We return to the party in this humble little makeshift in-ground log cabin dwelling outside the outskirts of Woffted, the capital of the Halfling lands. Still technically a part of the Kingslands of Eswind, but they still have a large degree of their own sovereignty. As far as rulers go, it's not quite the halfling way, but we join the party after corralling back into this home in this late morning, early afternoon hour. I believe by this point Dom has nodded off, still somewhat recovering from his revival, which was merely only a week ago or so.
And you know he got a raging headache out of nowhere too.
So yeah, it's the strangest thing.
Strangest thing. Sleep that off just a little bit.
Yeah. So strange. It comes out of nowhere, you
know. Is there like a bench or like a couch in the living room, like by the fire or anything like that?
There is not. There is basically that table, and then the fireplace. It was not meant to be like lived in. There is some cupboards and stuff like that, but they're like apparently empty. They don't even have doors on them. It's just like emptied and abandoned mostly.
I think if the fireplace isn't able to, accessible to make like coffee or anything like that, I think Rowan would maybe go outside and make like a little fire just right outside the front door.
You could probably put up a little like canteen or thing, like, and there's a spit roast or whatever that you would be able to put different things on to
put a little put a little bit of coffee on the fire and just stare at it and look at as it just zone out, processing still, and looking over at Dom every now and then and looking back at the fire.
It is it's odd to see him in this way, because it's very much now that you recognize or know that it is Dom, putting all of that questioning aside, he looks very different. I mean, if you didn't know it was him, it would take a lot to recognize that it is him, but it does make sense as far as like now the fresh new scarring that he has, and it's almost still as if the blood is returning back to his body, just with the fleshness of his skin, and then obviously the change of his hair, that white. It's not necessarily that he's aged, because he doesn't look any older. Like, he does look weary and tired to the degree that, like, he took a certain kind of nap. But he that white hair seems more of like a magical effect, more so than like he aged. So it is very similar in vein to Asher's, in the sense that, like, it's not that he like is older because of it, it's just is white kind of thing.
Aurelia goes and leans up against the wall across from Rowan and crosses her arms and looks at him. Talk to me. What are you feeling?
I missed you. You finally being able to talk for Aurelia. God.
He's gonna take the poker and just, kind of move the wood underneath. Look up at you. I feel weird about it, I'm not gonna lie. There's something he said yesterday. He doesn't want to rule. he doesn't want to, which is weird to me, because before, and I'm gonna kind of gesture my hand, like, to alluding to the fact that, he died. He was kind of excited to make changes as a prince. Now he doesn't. And is Kalandra or Jothrin around?
Yeah, it seemed like they're kind of preoccupied chatting with Karan and some of the others over the table. Actually, Martison, though, is kind of sitting cross-legged, just very lightly, not to be like a disturbance. It's just very kind of lightly strumming the guitar, finger picking the guitar. He kind of tilts his head up, and as you speak, do you want to rule? And then he kind of puts his head back down.
I don't know. If the opportunity came, I would have to take it. Something happened to my mother or my pop, when either of them can't rule, it would have to be me. But I do feel there was some sort of freedom taken away from Dom. He was at rest, despite the way he went out. I know you can't just ask somebody if they want to come back. I don't know, it's just how I feel about it.
Was it an instance of maybe that he wanted to be counsel more so than in control himself? I think that's part of what he aimed to do with his father.
Who's talking?
Sorry, it's still Martison.
I'm gonna look to Aurelia. That's how I feel.
Marty makes some good points. I know you all are processing this, but death would probably change your opinion about some things. And give him some time. It's a new life. He might want different things.
Yeah.
Do you want him to rule?
I don't know what I want. I want what's best for him. He's my brother. I'm happy he's here. But the whole reason why I left home was to carry on his fire, but he's alive.
So now what do you do?
I don't know.
I think there's still plenty more for you to do, Rowan. Whether Dom is alive or not, you have much more to do.
Yeah.
We also haven't had a chance to get his piece as far as whether, if what he wants is still what he initially set out, which is obviously not to have Queen Bella Bitch in, control right now.
Right.
So that doesn't necessarily mean that he wants it for himself, whether that's his destiny or not. But, I think sometimes, most of the time, a lot of the things that we want for ourselves, or the things that we don't want for ourselves, are almost inevitable. So he might have to face that, and I don't think he would want to face that alone. So your quest isn't over, I don't think. No, I think he'll need you.
No, it's not. It's not that I'm not thinking the quest is over. I was happy to be home.
Do you want to go back?
No, I don't know. I don't know what I want.
Do you feel guilty?
For?
I don't know, like, I've had it in relationships before where I feel guilty because what I want to do is go travel and explore and, play music and all this and not be, tied down. Do you feel guilty that, maybe you want to be out here? Just food for thought. He just starts playing again. It's okay to want both. He ties down. He begins to keeps playing.
Maybe he's knocking on a door there. Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna see Asher overhearing this just gonna get like mildly uncomfortable and
yeah, he's
outside.
Like, shit. Fucking Marty, what the hell, dude?
Yeah, because maybe I'm not very. I guess it's not my fault, and I'm assuming it's my fault or some sort of lie that I told my mother and my girlfriend back home that Dom is dead, and I make a whole thing about Dom being dead, and now he's really not dead.
Why would they think you're lying?
I don't know. And he's just gonna start laughing. Maybe it's some sort of like weird mental guilt thing. I don't know, but all in all,
yeah, you should probably go back, or they'll think you're a piece of shit.
I'm gonna look to Marty, and I'm just gonna give him the.
He's looking up like you can
face.
see. Yeah, you can see he's like he's just throwing daggers. Like he was just has a shit-eating grin as he says.
That's enough, Marty. Oh.
Right.
It's just a whole lot of. Yeah. Should I be here or should I be back at home? I don't know.
You need to weigh your priorities, and nobody else can figure that out except for you.
Yeah. How do you feel about this?
I didn't know Dom, but if he is who everyone thinks he is, that brings people hope. Honestly, I've not ever thought big picture like you all do. It wasn't until I met you all that I started to think about that, and so to think about these prophecies and these world-ending things, or country-ending things, is new for me. I won't lie that the idea of somebody going back to where I'm from to take care of the Queen and to fix that problem is an appealing one to me. But when it comes to Dom and how you all feel, I will just defer. I have my own opinions about resurrection, but...
Ooh, do share.
I'm gonna look to Marty again.
What?
Rowan's just gonna do this.
Fine. A-B conversation. I will see myself out. Ian's playing a C chord.
I'm gonna...
You're okay, Marty.
But do share. I mean, I'm just curious. People who say that usually have an interesting opinion, and I would like to hear it. It could be inspirational.
Marty, let her finish her thought first. Thank you.
Well, watching Jothrind and the Temple of Light do what they do, it comes at a cost. There is a cost. and you have to weigh that cost. And not every resurrection is the same, and not every person who is resurrected turns out the same. I've not seen that many, but in the ones I have, it's just, it can be hard on everyone around. I'm not saying that Calandra or Jothrin were wrong to do it. It's just makes me wary. Does that make sense?
No, it makes perfect sense.
Not wary of Dom or anything, just wary of the consequences.
Honestly, that was my first thought. I mean, we come into the cabin, and he just flops down and falls asleep. Soundly. Just like that.
Well, have you ever died? I mean, like, died and been dead and then had to come back and, like, I'm just saying, think about that. That would be probably pretty exhausting. You know, like, I've had a really long day where you have one of those naps where you wake up and you don't know which century it is. That must be similar. It's like one of those naps where you're like, oh yeah, I hope I feel better after it. And then you don't. You feel like shit afterwards. And then you're like, fuck, I need to go to sleep, like, right now. That's probably the case here, except he was dead for, like, months. And so it was probably like one of those naps. I'll stop. I'm sorry. Yes.
Marty, have you fallen asleep and woken up and not known what century it is?
I have died. Actually. Died. Yes. So I actually can relate to Dom in this way. And I was brought back in a way. So yeah, information about me, fun, but I'll stop fucking talking.
Oh, Marty, you don't have to stop talking. Again. Perhaps you are one of the only people who can relate to Dom and give us an insight into how he might be feeling while he's asleep on this couch.
Physically, I can understand. Emotional toil might be a little bit different. My scenario was a little more different. It was different. I can't talk about it more than that because of that predicament. But if I start to, bad things happen. So I can understand where he's coming from. There's an element of where when you feel like you've cheated death, it feels unfair. Same probably to you guys who are processing it. It feels unfair because you've already been through the grieving, right? He's already been dead, and now he's back. And so you feel like you've played with fate. When you are the fated five, whatever you are now, there's a fuck ton of us. There is an element of guilt that I'm sure he's processing mentally. Physically, the toll is a bit like what I've said with the nap for a century. That's the best non-dire way I can explain it, like for those who have not died and undergone that. I'm actually surprised I was able to say this much. I am done. And he begins playing his lute very intricately. Like, it's still very soft, but it's just like almost like he's playing just a very, like, a whole orchestra just on the lute itself.
Marty, you said that your bad things happen when you talk about it. What if you didn't talk?
Okay, go on.
I mean, I don't think it's unfamiliar to you that I might be able to gather the circumstances of your ordeal for understanding. I guess one question of clarification: how long were you dead for?
I'm not sure. I was left dead in a ditch. Dead, and I was actually proper dead. It was not like last time where you guys found me. I was actually properly dead, and then things happened, and I was able to be back. You see he's like frustrated because he wants to say more, but can't.
And I am, if you're permissive of, I could always...
I'm all yours. It's not my say to not say.
I'd only need your consent in order to find that out. I think the biggest reason why I'm curious, and I don't know to what extent, turning to Aurelia, within the temple you may have seen resurrections, but there's only 3 that I have ever witnessed outside of a minutes of a passing. Dom's first resurrection turned to Rowan, your mother, and Dom's second. And for all the learning that I've done, I've learned that what Dom has gone through twice should be impossible. That's the thing that astounds me about Calandra.
Calandra, just over off in a different portion. It's small enough that you can have private conversations, but she catches just with her ear her name coming up, and she just kind of glances over at you, Karan. Not in a way that like she's suspicious that you've mentioned her name. She just kind of like, she just lightly smiles in the way that she does this. She always has this constant like worry about her in a way where she's like really caught out of her element, or like above her pay grade, not pay grade, but just like abilities, which obviously, you know, that's not true. She's a very powerful healer.
She's trying to stay afloat. She's trying to keep her head above water.
She's very, I guess, humble about it more so than anything. She doesn't know her own power.
Share of existence.
Karan would just look to her and then, you know, like smile back in response, and she doesn't even. I wonder if she's even aware just how astounding that she is with that. I know Jothrind is probably equally astounded as I. But we don't know the circumstances of yours, Muddy, so if you would let me, might I pick your brain for a moment?
Yes, absolutely. As soon as this dog stops moving my microphone out of the... Yes, that if that works, I don't know if it's going to cause bad things to happen, because it feels like I'm always being watched. You see, like everything he says, he feels like he's about to be struck down by lightning or something.
What kind of bad things happen?
Just things start to revert, and I start to lose things. Things just start to get complicated for me, and sometimes those around me. Bad things happen. And I don't think it's superstition, because the more I talk about it, the more bad things happen. As he says this, there is just a rumble, very light, almost earthquake-like, that happens beneath the floorboards there, and even some of the more loose floorboards kind of rumble just a little bit. He's...
Can we not harm the safe house?
Yes,
Thank you very much.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm not blaming you. I am looking at my bestest OG friend over there.
The Gilded Troll, thank you guys for the raid. Thank you, I appreciate that. Gilded Steph, if you led them here, thank you. It was the dog. It was the dog, wasn't it? This Sophia. Here we go. Thank you.
Right.
Continue.
There's someplace secluded outside, potentially. Perhaps you could cast your hut. And I can conduct within there.
Magic can't be done inside of the hut, so. I mean, just take it out of the house.
It can't be done within the hut. I thought is that it can't traverse the hut. It's completely everything off of the hut. And turn
yeah, no magic inside.
I thought it was just a barrier. So,
Or you can do it, I mean, we could always rebuild. It's okay. We have lots of
No, we're not
funds.
going to do it in the house and destroy it if it does. If anything would go away. I'm not as concerned about myself so much as everyone else.
Yeah, we don't want to kill Dom again.
No. Over
No.
my dead body. I just don't know what to think right now. There's just so much going on through my brain.
Do you all think that we could just take a beat and relax before we try to have something else catastrophic happen?
I think we could all do with letting our hair down. What if we go drinking?
I mean, we could.
I
have a spell that is not prepared today, but maybe tomorrow I can locate influences from, locate demons and whatnot, but also otherworldly influences from that earthquake.
Nardi,
Maybe
can
tomorrow we could investigate.
You nod your head yes or no. Did you make a deal with somebody?
He just begins playing his guitar, his lute again.
We'll wait for tomorrow.
I mean,
That is if you're okay with this, Marty.
Yes. It's playing as he begins playing it and says yes that he's okay with it. One of the strings just breaks and slings off kind of across the room. Fuck. Okay. It's all right. I have others. I will fix it. It is okay.
I'm gonna cast mending on it.
Wow.
It's a
that
cantrip.
is wonderful. Fuck you, powers that be. My friends are powerful. You hear that? I don't mean it. I don't mean it. Thank you, Grunt.
It's not piss off anymore, gods. Last time that happened, I died.
Oh. There you go. There's a person that can say what I was going through.
Well, it's a lot shorter than that.
Precisely. I think that we'd be doing our friend a favor, at least being able to get the weight off his chest, but we have to be sure to deal with whatever ramifications there might be. I just think that if I'm able to pry, I might be protected enough. But we do
might
have
be
to
able
consider
to
the physical location.
do it out more in the woods. I can put up some wards.
Exactly.
Imagine a tree falls down and crushes you. This sure would be a shame.
Oh.
That probably would have happened had he not. Look, fates are aligning. That probably would have happened because bad things happen. If he had not cut down that tree, that would have been perfect opportunity for the bad things to happen with the rumbling and the.
Martin?
Yes.
I'm going to put your mouth to work by putting alcohol in it very shortly, okay?
I appreciate you.
I know. Should we? No, Dom needs to sleep, right? I'm like, we could carry around him to go drink as well. He liked drinking.
Well,
he was my drinking buddy.
I think maybe we check on him to see, because he just kind of dozed off. I don't think he was in a super heavy sleep. It's been a while now. He's probably at least had a power nap. Let's check to see if he would like to come, because I don't know about you, but I fucking missed Dom, and I would like to party with him if that's what we're going to do. Or at least give him the opportunity.
Yeah, we can ask him, but he might be a little hurt, though, I think.
Well, maybe some light mood is what he needs.
Okay. I'm gonna go over. And I'm gonna tickle his nose. You who? Damn.
Dom, roll a wisdom check. I would say, or a save, check or save. That'd be up to you. And then,
It's
super high. Is that what you said?
no, it's a 5.
It's a 5. Okay. In tickling his nose, immediately Dom rushes up and lunges out a hand and very gently at first, or very roughly at first, his hand is clasped around your neck, but then
Oh, great.
very immediately he begins to release it, recognizing who it is. But it did kind of startle him awake, and then you do see he clutches with his other hand as he releases the gemstone that he holds, or that he has tied around his neck.
Real. I'm sorry.
It's
sorry.
okay. It's okay. I'm not scared of you. I mean, it kind of reminded me of this one time with a snake.
Yeah. Wrapped us both around the necks, didn't it?
I know. And then it grew like 6 more heads, and we had to take them all on, just the 2 of us. Wow.
Yeah. Thought it was a hydra.
Wow. Imagine. So, how would you like to go grab a drink?
Yeah. That sounds great.
Maybe put a shirt on?
Why?
I mean, I'm
Man,
pretty sure you could cut glass, and we're going into a public setting.
Oh, yeah. He goes over to a bag that he kind of scavenged out of some of the stuff that was left in this cabin, and puts a shirt on. So, where exactly are we going?
Well, I mean, there's so many taverns. I used to go to the Grog Guzzler when I would come to town with my dad. But maybe we could go somewhere a little fancier. Because my dad, we would go to some dank dens, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Have we ever been known for going anywhere fancy?
Well, at least a step up, trust me. Just trust me.
Speak for yourself. I like the fanciest of fancy.
They
As
don't
long
have
as-
fighting rings in the fancy ones, Dom.
I was
Okay.
thinking more drinking contests, but if you're going to be a douche about it, fighting wouldn't be bad either.
There are also lots of other things that you can do in Woffted before you get drunk and end the day early. That's a novice mistake a lot of people make. I learned that the hard way. Prolong
agree,
the fun.
Marty.
Prolong
It's
the
a
fun.
marathon, not a sprint.
Yes. Really, you get me. I appreciate that.
So what would the veteran of Woffted recommend that we do first?
Oh, I'm not the veteran.
Yes.
That she would be the veteran, but obviously she doesn't know all of her shit. She's saying get drunk right away. Miss out on all the fun. I've
Let's
only
go
visited
discover
a few
fun.
times.
I've only drank my way through this city, trying to forget it.
Is there any X's that we should worry about?
You know, one could hope that they're dead or moved by now.
I'm gonna be shouting your name.
You know how she
Well.
feels about names, Dom.
No,
Yes,
I'm okay with
and
it now. I'm not afraid anymore. I mean, you got a good
we
headache when I
still
said your name, right?
Should not be using our names because we're still often might be out of the kingdom, but
No, we could totally use our. Well, you guys can have different names. I'll use my name. I'm pretty sure people know me here.
Yeah, there's no hiding for you.
On the way.
All right.
So that actually brings up a good question, Dom.
I know.
What do we call you?
Oh, I'm pretty sure that Ace is pretty resemblant to the dome thing, so that's got a question. No, I don't know. To be honest, I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out what exactly is. I'm still trying to get caught up. I can't even wrap my head around what going on exactly and what I missed. I think drinking and getting caught up would be great, but for now, just
What was that name you used when we were fucking with that guy who thought was lying about being a paladin?
Tillian was the guy that you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't remember the names.
Briar had a fake name. I was known as Mead. Rowan clearly didn't understand the assignment.
Did not at all.
Didn't understand the assignment.
I think I just went as Ace. But like I said, now that name's pretty attached to the Fated Five and Dome, so wouldn't be much of a stretch.
Is it though? Because I don't think they ever knew you as Ace. Because you became Dom kind of the first time you died, and that's when you started to get more popular. And then you I don't think you were ever referred to as Ace when you made your way.
You know, Martison, if I do this better not be like that time that everyone said no one would remember me, and then the next fucking day, Dacian, a fucking bounty hunter, which Bree slept with.
There's a revelation.
I assure you, Dom, if we run into any bounty hunters looking for your head, I will sleep with them to take that pressure off of you or Briar.
To be fair, any bounty hunters are going to be looking for us and not you.
It's true, you're kind of dead.
Well, it's nice to not have all the pressure on me as well. It's okay.
And on the bright side, when we go out there, we don't have to compete anymore. So I am done with my flings. I'm done with my flings. No more flings. I don't need to sleep my way through all of Telvernia.
It's boring.
Asher's gonna glance over at Aurelia to see her face.
This entire time, it's like Dom and Bree, Aurelia, Dom and Bree, Aurelia. Like,
yes, Briar and Aurelia are an item. As he puts his head back down and plays his lute again.
He says sadly.
Before Martison is able to blurt that out, Dom would like to stand up from the table and just give Bree a hug of just like relief that one, she's still okay and she's still with the party, and two, just happy to see her. And then as he's hugging her, Martison says that he kind of whispers in her, which one's Aurelia? It's not the big one, right?
No, it's the pretty blue one that will kill you so fast.
This is the only one you don't recognize.
Well, that's why he said not the big one.
Yeah.
If it was Cole or...
Is there any other person that he doesn't recognize? He should recognize everyone else aside from Cool and Aurelia, right?
Aurelia, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, yeah, not him.
Oh.
Remember, women, they're the best.
I can't argue with that one. And he'll look around and he'll make contact with Aurelia and go,
She looks strong. Dom, nice to meet you.
Aurelia, it's nice to meet you. I'm glad to see you're not dead.
This doesn't stick, does it?
And here I thought I was going to catch up to you. Gotta die one more time.
Call me after you've been dead for a couple months. That one, then you'll be. Actually, I hope you. Wait, did you have your. No, couple months. Still on the way, right?
Yeah.
That pup.
He Dom?
It's not a pup.
It's canon, dude. It's coming out as a dog.
I'm so
you got
proud
no
of you.
say, dude.
He's having a litter of puppies, but can you put me down now, please?
It's canon.
Yes, yes. His hug wasn't kicking you. It was just like a hug, like a. Yeah, no. He wasn't holding you like a doll. No.
In my head, I'm like, okay.
No, he just wanted to. I don't know, just like. Yeah, it's good to see you. Obviously.
Good to see you. Good to see you.
You're like his little sister, so he's.
Yeah.
But you should have seen Cameron. He now eats rocks.
Mhm.
I know last time you saw him, he was a little sapling.
Yeah. Rocks, like boulders.
Yeah, he apparently needs minerals.
And where exactly is he?
He's with Corey up in Herondine now.
Oh, so you guys made it to Herondine. That's right. I knew that. Sorry, memories washy.
It's alright. We'll remind you as much as you need.
You know what's gonna
Okay.
help my memory? Alcohol. Let's go find some alcohol, and we probably will need to go to somewhere fancy so Karan can get some wine, because wine is the only thing that beautiful man over there drinks. So yes, let's go.
Alright, let's settle.
And I can't wait to hear more about you, Aurelia. You must be very special for Bree to stop sleeping with many.
Alright, Dom, let's
Dom is after she's gonna punch Dom.
Indy, literally anything with legs. My God.
I'm just gonna, as soon as he starts, rambling and spiraling, Rowan's just gonna be like, "All right, Dom, let's get a head start, huh?" And then I'm just gonna pat him on the back and usher him out the door.
Dom, I don't think you want to die for what is this, a third time?
He's gonna instantly just flinch because he's waiting for a mind sliver to.
I wait you to do the mind sliver.
Literally. I kid. She's a saint.
You go from one lie to another, polar opposites. Aurelia's been around Bree long enough, she knows.
But I wasn't lying. I would like to get to know you. You seem interesting.
Well, let's go get some drinks and we can get that started.
So, everybody that would like to accompany may do so. That would be pretty much everybody, right? Everybody's just gonna go to the thing?
Kieran.
Well, I mean, everybody that's PCs.
Kieran, are you going to invite Kelandra to come out and go drinking?
Well, I mean, she's more than welcome to come, of course.
Are you going to invite her though?
Well, I mean, I guess, yeah, she can't. She's not, right. I'd invite everybody if they wanted to come, including her. I wouldn't just exclusively include her. That would be a bit rude to walk up the table exclusively.
Well,
Aurelia comes up behind Bree. Karan, invite Calandra personally.
Well, yes. But,
Wait.
well, I mean, he would. But he still wouldn't invite everyone else, unless you're telling him, really, don't invite anybody else. Is that what you're telling him to do? He would extend it to her and everyone else at the table. I wasn't going to go through the emote of it, but...
It's up to you. How do you go about it? Go do it. Pressure's on. Sorry.
No, I'm saying, I was thinking I would probably keep it brief for my current.
Okay.
Yeah.
Calandra accepts. The others, the other Temple of Light people do not. They are deciding to just stay in and thinking about packing up to head out. So they're making their preparations for that, but not going to be gone by the time you guys get back. More so just preparing, and then just having to decide what role Calandra will have in journeying with them, or what they intend to do with that. So just making more preparations and plans and discussions.
Asher walking out with Dom and probably Rowan is going to look at Dom and be like, very lucky that those two apparently have another target in mind for the day. As the pressure and Karund personally ask out Calandra.
Yeah, I can handle it.
I could
Just imagine it was done a lot more eloquently.
Yeah. I really appreciate the invitation. I could use some brevity, I guess. I mean, I know there's a lot to celebrate, but it also feels heavy. So once again, bring back Dom and go have drinks, I suppose. And so, unless there's anything else you would like to do, you make your way down from the mountain.
Before we leave the cabin, I would like to acknowledge Aurelia, checking in on me by just going up to her and just grabbing her bicep and just giving her a nod like a thank you. And heading out the front door.
Do we have Hanson coming with us, or is he staying?
Hanson is not. Is Cole going as well? Or I know that they were planning on doing some like practice training or whatever, right?
Yeah, that is kind of the thing. So I didn't want to interrupt anybody, but during all of that, Cole's going to just be cutting down wood. Maybe he'll be talking to Hanson a little bit, but he seems a little bit different emotionally. He seems a little bit more off, just like stressed. So he'll continue to chop the wood down, talk to Hanson, possibly train with him, but he's not going to be going too often.
Okay. Yep. Yeah, I don't think that Hanson will be partaking. Marty will be. Get rid of fucking Marty. It just makes sense. It's what he would do. So Marty is going, Calandra is going, and that is it of my peoples that I have to play. So you make your way down through the hills or the mountains. The forest begins to break, and you see the now out from the mountain that you have climbed up, the rolling hills of these halfling lands. It's a little bit more of a wooded area here over by Woffted, but you do start to see the shimmer off of the lake. The Wharf Lake. It is the sun shining off of that as it is now approaching closer to proper noon, and just after that. But nonetheless, the the festivities seem ongoing there. Obviously, you would know that it's more so at night, but it is almost non-stop, and it's like from bender to bender. So making your way down to Woffted proper, you see that there is a large just dock system, different layers and tiers, some areas where it's opened up more than others, and a bunch of different rowboats and fish nets and proper fish nets, not people wearing fish nets, that are just and crates and things that are tied up, and all the different pulley systems and things that they have to adjust to their life, basically, essentially out on the water, on the wharfs, hence Wharf Town, Woffted. And the first thing you notice, with all of the other lively people climbing up and down the nets, and some people bringing in their morning hauls, some people just now waking up, who knows what they did the night prior, getting into their boats and making the hauls for each of them to go do their fishing and other things. There's also a whole business line of collectors, because it's just very often living on a wharf and people being drunk. There's a whole business of collectors who just gather items with nets and then they resell them, just things that are waterlogged, and just gathering trinkets and stuff like that. Just the whole business of that, where some people are fishing and some people are scraping the bottom of the lake to find things. Briar, you would also know that there's an element of with lots of drunk people and dwarves and things like that, there is an element of sometimes you recover bodies that just, they were out drinking and fell in, and it's unfortunate.
They got a little too thirsty.
Too thirsty, yes.
The biggest drink out there, just whoop.
But it's very it's a sad and somber thought and thing that happens. It's just like they were just having fun, and then that happens. But they're very almost nonchalant about it. It's almost just like, another one. I mean, obviously, when it's your family, it's different. But it's it's different when it's like your family. Obviously, they're not like heartless, but like it's always just like, it's just kind of like, oh, there's another one kind of thing. And making your way to that first dock, you see let me actually pull him up. Like this. There's a halfling man in very kind of raggedy, partially muddy clothes, where it seems like he's kind of waded through the water, and some seaweed is stuck to him even. He's waded through the water and the muck, just looking for any bit of trinkets and change that he can find. He's kind of like dirtied up to his collar. He's got these long sideburn mutton chops and this scraggly orange hair that he has. He just currently has one boot. You see he has one boot that seems like it's properly fitted, and then you see he pulls out from the water, he's now up on screen, but he pulls out from the water this other shoe, totally different shoe that doesn't match the current one that he has, and he pours out the water. It's all like waterlogged, and he like looks in and checks the size of it, tries to put it on his foot, and it's just like way too big for his foot. He tries to walk around on it a little bit, but just very obviously doesn't fit him. So he takes it off and then sits back down on the edge of the dock, and then just like sets that aside. You see he has a bunch of different other things. Like one's just like a shiny rock. He has a few copper next to him. Seems like he's somebody who's not super well off, but he's making the most of it. As you guys make your approach as a very distinctly different group of travelers, probably not Woftonians proper. He glances up from where he's stooped over, filtering through the water to look for different things. then looks up at you guys with this big kind of goofy smile, a tooth missing on one side. Welcome to Woffted! Gives you a thumbs up as well. He actually jumps right up, and you see he just hobbles over with his just one boot on.
I like your shoes.
Bring you here today.
Drinks.
Oh, right, so pop price and I can take you over. Right, so for that's a pop the lips of coprins. I can make you for the tower. He's holding out a hand at this point.
Translate?
A copper?
A copper, he'll show us through the town.
Okay.
Yep.
Rowan's gonna.
Rowan's gonna. Field?
What's the copper?
For a copper.
Rowan's gonna go into
You
his,
touch my ass.
his little side pocket.
For the price in that mock days and I do.
2 copper.
All right, so pumpkins.
What?
All right, this cavern colon.
Hang on. What's your name?
Tepley.
Tepley. Nice to meet you.
Hey, and you?
Typically,
Rowan.
happened to your other.
Rowan.
No, see, I'm also waiting on through there. I'm actually stuck in the mud, and I'm passing that on getting back.
Why was it stuck in a moat?
Not stuck in the moat.
Mud.
Right.
Where? I could get it out of the mud.
We said, that's it. Not sure, mate. I was a bit wee bright knocked.
Bree's gonna lean over to Rowan and pull his tall ass head down. I bet you have a lot of regrets right now. And I'm going to say I told you so and let him go.
Those of you that do actually understand halfling, I can have you roll if you really don't know what he's saying. Yes, so if you do, so the problem is it's not halfling and it's not common. It's like this smashed together of both of them in a way. So you can roll to try to interpret it based on both of those if you're really not sure exactly what he's saying about something.
So it's legitimate, like Spanglish.
Yes, in a way, kind of.
17.
What are you trying to determine? So this is just anytime.
Understand what he's saying. Just
this is anytime you don't understand what he's saying and you would like me to interpret it, then you can do that.
All the time. All the time. I don't understand what he's saying. All the time.
So what you would understand from what he just said is he was trying to point where he lost his boot. He doesn't remember because he was a little bit drunk. Is essentially what he was saying.
Oh, okay.
And you gave him another copper.
I
2 copper. Yeah.
I thought he asked for 2 copper. No.
All right. Well, if you can just show us to where some good bars are, that would be much appreciated.
Not proudly caution that. That's what this sounds about. Not you need. All right then.
Alright,
just
that's really funny.
Double checking. I want to roll. What's his name?
Tipley.
Tipley.
It's actually
okay.
Tipley.
Okay.
It sounded like Tepley, but it's Tipley.
Okay,
T-I-P-L-Y.
I'm so glad I asked again. I'm so glad I asked again.
This is exactly why Wharftown became Woffton. It's the accent. What is the name of this place? Woffton!
Remember how you fucking got married here and I did not show?
Yeah, we did it on the outskirts. Very far on the outskirts. Does the language come easier once you start drinking? How did you sleep with so many people here?
They weren't Wofftonians.
Okay. Can we let go of Breeze Past? Like, she had her fun, you know, and that's her thing. That's her prerogative, right? That's
But I understand why she didn't want to go to the wedding.
All jokes aside, she slept with one woman. That's it. That's it.
Can you stop airing out all of my stuff? Didn't you, mind sliver? You in 3 seconds. You don't start fucking walking, or then you keep talking. I'm good.
I was trying to defend you.
I don't want to. I just want to move on. You just, I'm, and she just starts walking.
Oh, they should not see them like that. Shit. Oh, he got some like himself. Oh, the friends like that was when I had them like that too, and I did it like shit. All right, that mess like that.
I'm gonna step back, and I'm gonna lean down to Aurelia. Welcome to the real Fated 5.
If you would like to interpret what he was trying to say.
Not gonna even.
Asher's gonna sit back to Coria a simple message of, why did we get married in Woffted?
I want to know that too. Why?
You're sending a message back to Coria. They certainly know how to throw a good party. Why? Are you regretting it?
I can't understand. It's like they're speaking to me, but it's not any language I've ever heard before. The worst part is I understand about half of it.
As I'm walking away, I'm gonna cast comprehend languages on myself.
Language, okay. I will give the I'll give the language, and then I will give you the interpretation of what he's actually saying every time. Comprehend.
I'm just a little bit glad that you guys are hearing it too, and it's not just me, because I thought something really was bad.
And the worst part is that I understand halfling, and I can't understand him. I thought this was gonna be much different.
He's excited. Okay. He's like, I finally get to use my halfling, and they're speaking totally different.
Tippling, please, just take us to a bar, man.
Dancing.
That way.
All right, this way.
I got that one.
I thought he said something about a train. Yeah. But there's not even trains in this world. I can't even say that that's what I heard.
It's like it doesn't even slow down his pace, because he's just got like a little bit of a pep and excitement in his step, but the pep in his step is exaggerated by the lack of a shoe on, or lack of a boot on that one foot. He just has in this little sack that he's tied with a little twig now, all of the little trinkets and whatever that he's collected, and also his 2 copper at this point. He takes you across the way and passes right by the grog guzzler, which does still exist proper. It looks like they've done absolutely nothing in terms of trying to make it a nicer place. But he doesn't even stop there. He goes right past that. Then he leads you guys to this end of this dock, which at first just seems like this very odd. It's like right to the end of this dock, and there you see there's another level of a higher raised dock above that one that is like the second tier of that. And then he's and motions for you guys to all stand on this platform.
Absolutely, we will. Yeah. Okay, everybody, get close. Hold hands.
And with that, you see there's a little bucket on this post, and there's like posts all around this and different mechanisms and rope systems. And he pulls from out of that bucket just a little piece of rock, and then there's a little slingshot. And shoots, and it misses, and you see up where he's looking, there's this little almost like target where he's trying to shoot up there.
I shall pour it myself. Pour in satisfaction of working on it, huh?
Yeah, keep trying.
I'd like to roll.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
that's mean that I'm broke getting, say.
Finally hits it and it spins around, and as it spins around, this like weight drops and the platform that you guys are standing on now raises up, and it stops right next to that second platform, and you're now there for that.
You, if anybody were to look at Rowan right now, he has he is focusing so hard on this little man's dialect in front of him. I rolled a 19.
To understand what he was saying?
Yes.
First thing that he was saying is usually I get it on the first try. Sometimes I miss. I've been working on it essentially. And then the next part was bullseye. Got it. That's them.
Dude, I did not get a single bit of myself. I'm so glad I rolled that.
These rolls.
Rowan is.
There's not a word for word translation. Sometimes it's more of the essence of what he's saying.
Right.
Another thing that you'll recognize is that they don't say, I might mess up just because I've made this up. They don't say you, they say them in every case. So like they will refer to you as them. And like just in any context, they just don't use secondary whatever those are called, secondary pronouns. Yes. So it's always just like them. So you are them, and we'll say that, and they'll say thems and stuff like that. Just little different things like that.
Rowan's gonna.
He looks up at you for like approval, Rowan.
Yeah, Rowan. That was a good shot.
That ain't no sent that in.
Let's
the
go.
direct translation for that is okay, motioning that in, which is just means moving that way now.
Why is this so hard?
Because it's a language and an accent vaguely understandable. Motioning that in. So with that, yes, he leads you back around this way. You see there's again, you see more out of the elaborate layout of the wharfs and all of this. And he takes you to this other one, which is a much nicer looking establishment on this second tier. It is kind of a way there are mostly just the first tier and the second tier, and then occasionally there's like a third tier, but the third tier is usually just as like a coast guard or like an outlook thing. So it's not necessarily a status thing, but the second tier, the statuses are very arbitrary, but it tends to be like a nicer place, and it really is just the way that the shit rolls downhill, literally, because the places that you poop drop down to the other place, and so if you happen to be on that first tier, you just gotta be careful in some of the places. But it's usually the system is designed to not be that effective, but it's just that metaphorical sense and then that literal sense of the shit coming down to the bottom. So yes, this place is Buddy's Cuddies. That is the tavern that he is taking to you, but it does seem like a nicer tavern. It has a bit of, obviously still has the very simple halfling Watertown design, with these with the thatching and all that and the different overhangs. Some influence of human and elven architecture has been implemented as well within Buddy's Cuddies, and you make your way in. The sign outside is it's a nicely done sign that portrays a series of like a bunch of different ear shapes, so you get like the sense that like everybody's welcome kind of thing. That's like the implication there.
Cute. I hate the name, but I love the little shapes. Look at them.
Now, so this one is a going place. Got this right for your games, and that's it for a drink. And that's all this and a tea cooking.
It's a great place. They got lots of games. The drinks are good. And all this for the 2 copper.
So
he immediately rushes over to this barmaid who at first is not somebody that you recognize as she's facing the other way, but then he turns and kind of like tugs on her, super not okay, but they're just kind of used to it. They just have no manners. He kind of like tugs on like her waist towel or whatever that she would use to clean things off, and goes like this, and then holds out the 2 coppers, and then she immediately starts to pour him 2, and then he has a tankard in each hand. And he rushes right out the door where you
see you later.
And then she turns and smiles, and then she locks eyes with Briar, who she seems to recognize in a sense, and the smile immediately shifts and fades into a oh shit. And that is where we're going to take a break, and then we will be right back.
Yeah, shit.
Ooh, it's getting spicy.
Oh no.
Oh shit.
Oh shit. Let me see if I do actually have the halftime show properly set up, actually. I believe this is set up. So we're just going to take a break. Shit about to go down. Yes. A party town, made up accent, and extra drama. Oh my. We will be right back. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. That there's more fun to be had. Stick around. We're just going to take a 10 to 12 to 15, and then we'll be right back. So stick around, watch the halftime show, and then we'll wind back in. We'll be right back.